How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my first episode of my wrestling edition to my podcast. Of course, I'm going to be covering the Survivor Series that's going to come up next week on Saturday, November 25th. And we're just going to go over the matches that have been confirmed so far, my predictions, and the rumors that have been going around. So it's been an interesting couple weeks, especially with the unexpected loss of Drew McIntyre against Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel. I want to say everybody thought that Drew McIntyre was going to win that match, so it's quite a bit of a surprise to a lot of people that we're going into Survivor Series with Seth Rollins still world champion. And I mean, it in the end, it kind of makes sense because, of course, Drew joining Judgment Day. However, it's just I feel like he could have still joined Judgment Day, being world champion. So, just going to be interesting to see what that storyline actually develops once he's full on into Judgment Day, and Judgment Day is this group that doesn't have a leader, right? However, I truly think that Drew McIntyre came into that team particularly become that leader. Could be wrong, of course. Maybe it's just going to continue the way it is. Of course, Rhea Ripley seems like the leader, um, but they all claim there's no leader. We'll see how it goes with Drew McIntyre in the Judgment Day now. So, just looking at the WWE website, looks like there are 4 matches confirmed, but also their Instagram, there's a 5th one added that's not on the website just yet. Do a quick screen share. So you can see the men's War Games match, women's World Championship match, Intercontinental Championship match, and Carlito versus is on here. However, the women's War Games match has not been added. But if you look at their Instagram page, it's already confirmed on there. So we will dive into that as well. So to start things out, we're gonna go back to the men's War Games match. So it's still depicted with the original 4 Judgment. Well, JD McDonough is new, but those 4, and then Seth, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. However, they did show Drew McIntyre, so I'm not entirely sure if they officially added him to the match yet. But supposedly Drew McIntyre is supposed to be their 5th guy, which opens the speculation of who's going to be team good guys, let's say, team face. Who's going to be their 5th? And of course, one of the biggest speculation rumors is that Randy Orton is going to return for this one, make his big triumphant return back to the ring. And I'd say Survivor Series and this match, I don't know what I just did. Oh, I hit the back button. This match particularly, I think, would work out good for his return. I mean, if you think about it, you got some really, really big names in this particular match. I mean, just with Seth and Cody, and then on the other side with Finn and Damian Priest, which there's a lot of unknown still with Damian Priest since he is Mr. Money in the Bank. I mean, he could cash it in after this match finishes. So that'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen here. And I wonder, what if they start out kind of like a handicap match, 5v4, because they did fifth guy, right? Then out of the blue, Randy Orton or some other mystery guy um, surprises everyone by joining the match later on, kind of like Carlito did um, in the tag team kind of handicap match couple a month or two ago. I can't even remember which pay-per-view it was, but I wonder. I wouldn't be surprised if they would do something like that just to make just for the pop. I feel like if they do that, and especially if it is Randy Orton, I feel like the pop would be phenomenal and pretty unforgettable. I mean, not to say that if he would come out right then and there and with everyone else at the beginning, of course the pop would be huge, but I feel like just for the entertainment value, it would be a lot cooler if he would come towards the middle of the match, especially after coming back from such a long or such a bad injury and long recovery. It would make sense that he wouldn't be in the match for the entirety of the match. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Of course, the rumors of CM Punk returning, especially because it is in Chicago. One, I do not want that to happen. Like, I just feel like CM Punk burned his bridges everywhere. Because his character just seems like you can't work. And I can't imagine him joining this particular match because I mean you're gonna have the faces versus the heels basically. CM Punk, he's just not a face. Like he's just not a good guy. So I just don't see him joining this match or making a big surprise in this match. If he does make a surprise entrance into Survivor Series the entire pay per view, I think that would be pretty terrible. I mean, it's going to be in Chicago, so the pop's going to be huge. Of course, because he is from there. But I'm going to be pretty disappointed if he does return. So we will see what happens. My prediction for this match. Let's see. So if Randy Orton returns for this match to be their fifth guy, I feel like, of course, they're going to go over. However, if it stays this 4v4, I think the Judgment Day will go over, and I feel like Drew's gonna would not join the match, but like interfere in a way that Judgment Day would go over, and that would fuel some type of maybe a new feud and a new different type of storyline with either Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes. I would assume Seth Rollins just to get another title shot. But I can also see a feud with Cody Rhodes. There's always this mention, this back and forth between Drew McIntyre not forgiving the bloodline or Jey Uso. I just don't see him feuding with Jey Uso that much. I mean, if he does, then I feel like it's going to be a one match type deal, one and done. Because I just think Drew McIntyre needs to be champion. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I just feel like he needs to start another feud as a heel with Seth Rollins and then go into another pay-per-view or premium event, sorry, and finally dethrone him basically. So my money, so 5v5 if Randy Orton joins, faces win. If it stays the 4v4, Drew McIntyre somehow gets involved, interferes, and Judgment Day wins. That's my prediction. All right, so next up is the Women's World Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark. So, realistically, I do not have too many opinions about this. Rhea Ripley has been probably the most dominant in the industry currently, even with the return of Nia Jax. I just feel like Nia Jax is the big show of the women's division. A lot of hype and charisma behind the character, but in reality, it's just kind of place filler. Um, so and Zoe Stark is just too new in my opinion. I just feel like Rhea's gonna win this one as well. It's gonna there's not gonna be much happening after this, and in the in the quick segments of the live events of Raw and SmackDown, there's always some type of bickering and feuding going on in the locker room between the women. So I feel like this match, Rhea Ripley is going to win because someone is going to come out and interfere in the match. Whether that's Nia Jax or any of the other female wrestlers, I feel like they're going to end up joining the match or not joining, but interfering in a way, and then Rhea Ripley's going to win, and then somehow there's going to be like a triple threat or a fatal four-way in the near. So we'll see how that turns out, but I just don't see Rhea Ripley losing against Zoe Stark. Okay. Interesting matchup. So, of course, Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion ever. I mean, he's, at 500 days and counting? Or does it? So currently at 514 days, and would be 531 by the time Survivor Series hits. So, actually, this wouldn't be accurate then. So we're 7 days away. So subtract 7 from this. So he's at 524 days of being champion, and I'm not gonna lie. I think The Miz is gonna do it. I think The Miz is gonna end his championship reign and become a 9-time intercontinental champion. Why do I think that? Well, one, because I feel like The Miz has done it to where he used his level and his stardom to boost new superstars, and to where he made it to where he's earned the right to go for another championship, especially to tie the most reigns of Intercontinental Championships. I feel like he's deserved it. His mic skills are great. His promos are immaculate. I love watching Miz's promos, and of course, I started watching wrestling as a kid. Being a kid, you didn't like the bad guy. You always liked the good guy, right? So, The Miz usually is always the heel. He's always doing something to cheat, and he's always doing something that's gonna act right. That we're gullible and believe the superhero stuff. But now that I'm older, and I look beyond the gimmick and the characters, and actually look into the storyline and the actual talent, this is like top of the line, like 100% going to be a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it. And he's been with the company, 20 years now? So I feel like if anyone deserves it, it's going to be The Miz to dethrone Gunther. However, you can also view it as Gunther beating The Miz, and that further elevate, because if Gunther beats Miz, that's gonna elevate him so much higher, and just because of Miz's level within the WWE, not just because what he's done recently or like his entirety. So either way, if Gunther wins or if Miz wins, it's going to elevate that IC championship for sure. I mean, I feel like this could 100% be the main event of Survivor Series. And realistically, let me see. And I mean, realistically, I think it is. I mean, unless they make the men's War Games match, I just don't see that being the paper or the main event. It just doesn't seem right. And oh, there we go. So let me switch back over. So they just added the women's War Games match to the website. So there it is officially on the website, not just on Instagram. So back to Gunter and Miz. Yeah, the Miz is winning this. I really hope that he does because I feel like he deserves it. Um, yeah, I mean, it would be pretty freaking cool to see him lift the championship. Especially, I'm pretty sure he's never held this new style of Intercontinental Championship belt, right? I think the last one he held was the traditional white leather belt. So it would be pretty cool to see him as a champion again. And like I said, like this is main event level right here. I mean, I don't think it's not going to get any bigger than this. So this is going to be a very interesting match to follow. Okay, so now it has been added. So it's official. Here's the poster. So the women's War Games match between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi versus Bayley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, is that how you say her name? And Asuka. So, first of all, I am pretty surprised that Asuka joined Damage Control. I just think it's weird because I feel like she's kind of made a name of being like the solo competitor. So I think it's a little strange. Um, but I mean, hey, like I I mean, I just can't get behind her being. I mean, I can see why she would be part of Damage Control. I like her her gimmick and her character fits in with it. Um, but I just don't see her as like kind of part of this team. And then Kairi Sane, Kairi, right? I would assume. Not even sure how to say her name. Honestly, never noticed her until today on SmackDown when this happened. I assume she's been around for a while, of course, which is why she's on SmackDown. But seeing her face and then seeing her name doesn't ring a bell. I personally, I think it's weird that I mean, if you watched SmackDown today and you saw Bayley's promo, this just seems like Damage Control is gonna turn on Bayley. It just it just all seems pretty negative, and yeah, I don't see it going. I just don't see Damage Control winning, especially with the likes of Shotzi, Charlotte Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Becky Lynch, who was just added to it. So I feel like obviously they're gonna win. All right, so next on the list. So this is the last match that is portrayed, right? And it's Carlito versus Santos Escobar. So there's kind of been very little build up to this match. Because it all happened pretty quickly because Carlito just returned. And as soon as he returned and joined the LWO, immediately there was some shady stuff going on. And there prior to Carlito officially coming back, there already have been many rumors of when he comes back, there's going to be some type of feud going on within LWO, and they're going to break up in some type of way. So the fact that this is happening now is honestly no surprise. So it's just weird to me that it's Carlito versus Santos Escobar, because realistically, I thought it was going to be Carlito versus Rey Mysterio, because Carlito would turn heel and turn Rey and try to split LWO into different factions. So that this is happening, I think is very interesting. But in the end, I think this is a great idea because it's boosting Santos Escobar. Because Carlito, he's huge, especially now that he's back. Like, dude, he's like top dog, especially in the LWO. I think he's even over Rey, in my opinion. Rey's great, and he's definitely. I mean, I just made a video a couple weeks ago, and he's in my top 5 of current favorite superstars. So, but with Carlito back now, he's definitely the top dog in LWO right now. So for Santos Escobar to get a one-on-one match with Carlito at a premium event, I think that's huge for him and his career. So I feel like that's going to be a really good match, and yeah, we'll just see how that goes. Realistically, I don't see Carlito losing this one, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this match goes, because of course somehow LWO is going to get involved, or they're going to come out, do something. Maybe even turn on Carlito, joining Santos Escobar and making maybe they're gonna do like a faction split, LWO OGs and LWO newbies. So we'll see how that goes, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of this storyline, in my opinion. This is obviously not going to end with this match, no matter how it turns out. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And that's so. Survivor Series is next Saturday. So today's November 18 on a Saturday. And this is going to be Saturday, November 25, so next week. And there's only 5 matches. So I feel like on Monday on Raw, something's going to happen where they're going to announce another match, because I feel like there's going to be at least 6 matches. 5, I don't know, 5 seems kind of low. Maybe they'll make a US title match. I mean, could be, because that's not. Because okay, so you already got Seth Rollins in the men's War Games, so a world championship match is out of the question. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Who's the? Oh, Logan Paul. Yeah. Has Logan Paul been confirmed? Like, what's his schedule? Like, I just feel like you just got to check everyone's schedule now. Like, hey, like, are you available for this? I guess we'll see on Monday. Or maybe next Friday, if he'll show up and put his title on the line for something. I mean, it would also be kind of dumb because he just got the title. I don't think he has been to any live events. I can't remember seeing him in any live events. And he obviously has no storyline going on, so it would kind of just be dumb having like maybe he'll do like an open challenge. If he does an open challenge, that'd be kind of cool. Bring out someone random. Of course, Logan Paul would win, but I think an open challenge at Survivor Series would be pretty cool. And then Roman Reigns is obviously not going to be there. So that's just going to be. We're not going to have to worry about an undisputed WWE Championship match. That's not going to happen. Io Sky is in the women's War Games match, so there's not going to be a WWE Women's Championship match. It's also going to be very interesting after the conclusion of this match. Like, what's going to happen? Because you got definitely 3 women of the opposite team that are 100% eligible to challenge Io Sky. And then you even have the likes of Asuka and Bailey on her own team that are like, yeah, they could also be champions. So it's a weird dynamic right now. But once again, to the rumors of Randy Orton returning, I think Randy Orton returning is 92% accurate. I feel like the time has come for him to come back. Even if it's just like as a part timer, right? I think that would be pretty cool if he does. So we'll see. And then CM Punk. Like, if there's one wrestler I do not want to come back, it's him. I just don't feel like, one, that he'll fit in, and two, that he's needed. I just don't feel like he's needed. Like, because besides Survivor Series in Chicago, I don't think that he's going to be welcomed at any other place where WWE would go. Of course, he has followers and fans everywhere, but realistically, I feel like true fans are going to not be happy if he returns. With that being said, if he does return, I am pretty sure that it's not going to be for a match. I think he's just going to come out, get his pop, and then do a promo and challenge Roman Reigns. I think that's how it's going to be, because he's going to come out, oh, I've been gone, but now I'm back. And I've come here with one purpose only, and that's to become the WWE Undisputed Champion, because I am the best in the world at what I do. So, if it comes to that, I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be in a match. I don't think he's going to fight anyone. I think that's all he's going to do. Come out, cut a promo, and leave. So, we will see. It's going to be a very, very interesting Survivor Series. So, I'm really excited. And I will be on the lookout to see if there's going to be another match added. But realistically, it's 5 matches. And, I mean, I would assume that it's going to be at least 6, but I don't know. Now, looking at the list, I think these 5 are going to be efficient, especially because someone's going to come out and cut a promo on something. They always do. It also leaves the question, where's LA Knight? Because he's not on here. He's not going to be here. So it's going to be a little interesting to see where he falls into this. Could he be the 5th man for Team Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins? Sure, he could be, but it wouldn't really make sense. With that being said, it's going to be hard to see a premium live event without LA Knight, because he's, without a doubt, the hottest superstar right now. Every entrance, he gets the pop. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we still got a week to go. 2 live shows prior to the actual pay-per-view, so there's still plenty of room for change. And we will see how this goes. Yeah, and that pretty much is going to be the end of my first wrestling podcast episode. I'll be doing lots more of these, and I also will be covering other types of sports. Mainly soccer, because that's kind of like my expertise. Soccer and wrestling, those are like my favorite 2 types of sports that I, 1, like to watch, and 2, like to talk about. but I also watch basketball and football and ice hockey and all types of other stuff here and there. So if something interesting happens, I may talk about those, but expect wrestling and soccer from this channel. So if you like what you're seeing, hey, just give me a follow, subscribe, support me. I need you. So with that being said, I will be out of here. Thank you.